beast! Ah!
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Not the Bees, the Nicolas Cage Filmography Podcast. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Megs.
And this week, we watched 2000's Gone in 60 Seconds, starring Nicolas Cage and Angelina Jolie, and an entirely stacked cast of people that we love and adore, including, but not limited to, Delroy Lindo, Chi McBride, Timothy Olyphant, Giovanni Ribisi, Scott Conn,
James Duvall, Will Patton.
This movie
Robert
has
Duvall, Christopher Eccleston, Vinnie fucking Jones.
Oh my God, Christopher Eccleston. Okay, he's the bad guy in this movie. Has he been a good guy in anything except Doctor Who?
Yeah, no, I don't. That's a really good fucking question.
I think he plays bad guys all the time.
I feel like I was gonna say The Leftovers at first.
I haven't seen that. I wanted to see that, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's basically about the people that got left behind after the rapture and how they... So it's disturbing. So I wouldn't say he's a good guy. I don't know if he's a villain, though, in that show, but he's not... I don't think he's a good guy. But yeah, Christopher Eccleston. He also, for this movie, he was like, this is a terrible movie, and I acted terribly in it. But, I feel like he pisses on everything that he does.
He does. He is not a fan of looking back at his previous works. He is not a fan of revisiting his previous roles, which is why he alone has not come back as Doctor Who.
Yeah.
In any of the anniversary episodes, even though they've asked him every time.
But you know what? It's okay. I feel like David Tennant has been amazing, and he's always said I'm an old whore, I'll go back and do anything again. And
so wait.
We're getting off topic.
Who's your doctor? Who's your doctor?
My doctor?
Yeah.
Oh, Tennant's my doctor.
Tennant's my doctor too. But my husband is a Matt Smith guy.
So I started watching Doctor Who at the beginning of Smith's run, and I was like, this is weird. I don't really understand it. And I went back and I watched from the beginning of the reboot. And I mean, from that, I've gone back and I've watched the movie. I've watched a lot of the original episodes. But David Tennant was the only one for me where it clicked, and I'm like, this is an amazing fucking story. Chris Eccleston gave it a good prologue, but I don't think he was a great doctor. And there are so many people that are like, oh, he's my doctor. I'm like, no, he's fucking terrible.
Preach it, sister. Preach it.
No, it's so bad. It's so bad. There were a good couple of episodes with him. Mostly it was just the last two. The first one was okay, but he was awkward. He wasn't very funny.
So he came in, he stepped in to a show that was being rebooted that had, at that point, 35 years worth of fucking history.
Yeah.
And it's a difficult weight to put on your shoulders. But as I was watching him in Gone in 60 Seconds, I was like, man, are you ever a good guy?
No.
Aside from Doctor Who. And Doctor Who, I don't think is a good guy. I think he's a morally ambiguous guy.
Absolutely.
But Eccleston has been evil in Gone in 60 Seconds. He's evil in
28
Days Later. He is evil in the Thor movies.
Dark World, yeah. He was Malekith. And it was a good performance. Honestly, that movie is so underrated. This is just nerd alert, guys. We're having a weird nerd alert now. But
all of his performances are really good. He is a very, very good actor.
He is.
He doesn't always pick the best roles.
I'll agree with that. But it's a treat to see him when I see him. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a good performance every time.
Anyway, we should get into the movie we actually watched. It's called Gone in 60 Seconds. It's a remake. It was made in the year 2000. It's a remake of a 1974 film that neither of us have seen. So, we open on Kip Raines, played by Giovanni Ribisi. He's boosting a Porsche from inside a showroom. He hightails it back to the meeting spot, not realizing he's being followed by police. Everyone escapes, but the 15 cars they had gathered are now impounded. Cut to little kids on a go-kart track where Memphis Reigns, played by Nick Cage, is giving a group of kids a pep talk. While they're driving around the track, Atlee Jackson, played by Will Patton, shows up and asks to speak with Memphis. He tells him Kip is in big trouble and needs his help. Kip is indeed in big trouble. He's handcuffed to the steering wheel of a car, and that car is put into a car crusher. Atlee takes Memphis to meet Calitri, played by Christopher Eccleston. Calitri explains that he needs these 50 specific cars in 72 hours or he's going to kill Kip. Memphis reluctantly agrees. Memphis goes to see his mom, played by Grace Zabriskie, at a diner where she works. He explains that Kip is in trouble, but to get him out of it, I'll have to do things I promised you I would never do again. She tells him to do whatever it takes. When he comes out of the diner, he runs into our two detectives, played by Delroy Lindo and Timothy Olyphantastic.
Yes.
They let him know that they are watching. Memphis goes to see Otto, played by Robert Duvall, an old mechanic who taught him everything he knows. Otto tells him 50 cars in 3 days can't be done, but he says, let's make some calls. They reach out to everyone they can think of, including Sphinx, played by Vinnie Jones, who says yes, and Sway, Angelina Jolie, who says no. Kip and his crew roll in and offer to help. Otto says they should consider it, and now they're in too. Memphis goes to see Sway at a bar, and she says she can't do it. She's out of the life. As he's leaving, Johnny B shows up and says this job should be his, and they start beating up on Memphis. But Sphinx, who does not talk, shows up and sets Johnny's car on fire and beats all of his thugs. The crew sets out to do their research. Sway changes her mind and joins the crew. Otto says 25 of the cars are easy, but the other 25 are exotic and difficult. The Mercedes cars require a laser-cut key, which Tumblr says he can get because he's got a guy at a Mercedes dealership. He doesn't know the cops are already onto that lead, and they tell the Mercedes guy to give them the address of the owners of the cars whose keys he just had duplicated. After a busy day of surveillance, Kip and Memphis are driving home when Johnny B and his goons show up and start firing on their car. They get out and start running. A chase ensues, and they are saved by running into a burger joint with cops in it. Memphis notices a big rig in the parking lot, and while he talks up the driver, Kip sneaks out and connects a tow rope to Johnny B's car. The driver of the big rig leaves, pulling the entire front end of Johnny B's car with him. The cops run out and find a car full of people with guns. The next morning, Freb tries to prove his worth by boosting a car. He says that the keys are actually in the vehicle and he boosted it from Chinatown, and they're all like, then you didn't really boost the car because it fucking had the keys in it. When they look through the car, they find a fuck ton of heroin. Everyone is screaming at him to take the car back, and just then our detectives show up. They poke around this newly stolen vehicle, but there's no paper out on it yet, so they give an ominous warning and head out, surmising that the boost will happen tonight. It's finally time. Memphis comes downstairs in his leather jacket and thanks everyone for doing this. Donnie, played by Chi McBride, puts on Lowrider, and the old school gang sways along while the new school guys are like, what the fuck? Finally, Memphis says it's time to go. First up, a warehouse holding 4 Ferraris. Then a montage of locations all across the city as they steal cars one by one. Memphis goes to take one of the Mercedes, but notices a van that he doesn't think belongs and walks away. The van has our detectives in it. He says to Sway that the van was parked 4 houses down, but now it's only 2 houses down. She says they have a tail. He calls over the walkie that they're busted and the Mercedes are dirty and for everyone to head back to the garage. At the garage, Memphis makes clear that the 3 Mercedes they were going to boost all have surveillance vans watching them. When one of the kids says we still have the keys for the 3 Mercedes from before, which are in the police impound lot. They decide to go after those cars instead, but there's a problem. The keys were left next to Juicy Burgers, and Otto's dog has eaten all of the keys. They send Toby to get some Alpo and some X-Lax and get back to work. The police finally catch a break from a snitch and learn that Raymond Calitri is the one behind the cars. But as they are going through his file, a homicide cop comes in and pulls the files literally out of their hands, saying Raymond Calitri is going down for murder 1 and who gives a shit about Grand Theft Auto. They go back to their desks where a paper tells them that the broken glass they had found at the beginning is from a blacklight. They go back to the scene with black lights and find a list of cars. They determine that Memphis will go for the 67 Shelby last and go to stake it out. Meanwhile, more cars are being boosted. We only have 2 hours and 2 cars to go. One of the idiots gets himself shot by a rent-a-cop while boosting an SUV, so there's only one car left, which is the GT. Memphis boosts her without a problem, but as soon as he pulls out, our detectives are there. A chase ensues. This chase goes on for like 20 minutes and it's absolutely epic. In the end, though, Memphis is late. The goon at the shipyard won't take the Mustang and tells him to take it up with Calitri, who has already called Atlee and told him to bring Kip. Atlee says Kip has skipped town. He hasn't. And Calitri says Memphis will have to take his place. Memphis drives the Mustang to Calitri's. He says, "You're late," and Memphis says, "You're going to argue with me over 12 minutes?
Late. Wait, you're going to argue with me over 12 minutes? I just stole 50 cars for you in one night. All right, I'm a little tired, a little wired, and I think I deserve a little appreciation."
Calitri hits him with brass knuckles. "No one insults me." He tells his goons, "Kill him, shred the car." 2 goons walk him out where his precious 67 Mustang is being demolished and prepare to shoot him when Atlee shows up and distracts them and Kip hits them with a crane. Memphis goes inside and punches Calitri. They fight. The cops finally show up. Calitri gets the drop on one of our detectives, but Memphis kicks him off a railing and he falls, ironically, onto his homemade coffin. Detective Castleback tells Memphis to leave and he'll clean it up. Memphis tells him there's a container ship at Port 14 he might want to check out. They all celebrate with a cookout, and Kip gives Memphis a beaten shell of a 67 GT. The end. Megan?
Yeah.
What did you think about this movie?
So I'm kind of a sucker for heist movies in general anyways. I love...
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Son of a bitch, I'm in. I also really like heists that don't involve, like, knocking over banks or casinos. Like, give me something original.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is a reboot, but, like, they waited... like almost 30 years to remake it. Like it's well cast, it's well written, it's well timed. The banter is good. I enjoyed this movie a lot.
I did too.
It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. The cast is so stacked. I love Delroy Lindo, Timothy Oliphant. I will never in another world, we'd be doing a Timothy Oliphant podcast. Because I love him so goddamn much.
He's wonderful. He is Timothy Olyphantastic, as you did point out.
Chi McBride, Giovanni Ribisi, Angelina Jolie. I loved all of them. This movie is so stacked with cast, and it is so good. And everyone's motivation feels really grounded.
Authentic. That was
the
word that kept going in my mind was like these relationships feel very real and very authentic. They feel genuine.
Yep.
Yeah.
What problems did you have with this movie?
Oh man, a couple. I feel like we've been harping on this a lot recently, so I wasn't going to bring it up, but his wig.
I feel like that was his real hair that they dyed blonde and it was like not working with his skin tone.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That's definitely the case. Not that Angelina Jolie wasn't great, because she was great, but, like, her hair really bothered me. Like...
she's got this, like, stringy, like, they're not dreads, but they're...
no, they're, like, chunks of hair that have been glued together.
Yeah.
They're not even really twisted. They're, like, I could have understood if they were twisty or something, like, okay, that's a Brave hairstyle or whatever, but, like, I mean, I guess it was a Brave hairstyle either way, but no, I wasn't a fan of it. And this is not a problem.
She looks unwashed.
She definitely looks unwashed in this movie. And it's definitely not a problem per se, because I did love him, and I've loved him in every other one that I've seen. But Scott Caan is just like a veteran of heist films.
Yes,
he's in like all of them. So I mean, it's not really a problem. It's just, it's like, okay, well, I mean, he's gonna be hilarious, obviously. I feel like there were a lot of points that were very convenient. Like running into the diner that had the cop car and just happening to have access to or know where it was, that giant chain that they hooked to the car, to the big rig.
That didn't bother me. I mean, they've been around cars for so long. They know what they're doing around cars. They just assumed that this big rig would have a tow rope. That didn't bother me at all.
I don't know. It was also that it was just like, it was very quick and it was very quiet. Like, that just didn't seem to make sense. Yeah, not really a whole lot of, like, problems, though. Like, it was I enjoyed this movie from start to finish. I mean, it was a good movie. It was a good movie. I don't really have anything bad to say about it, honestly. I mean, the critics on Rotten Tomatoes clearly had something to say about it, because it wasn't ranked very high. It had a Rotten Tomato score only of 26%, but I think the popcorn meter, the audience score was like 77.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, clearly the audience knows what they want. I think maybe most of the problems that critics had, maybe that it wasn't as true to the original or some such nonsense, maybe because heists are dumb, like whatever. But I mean, the audience enjoys it because you son of a bitch, I'm in.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, you're in. It's a good time movie. It's a fun movie. I mean, the cops let like 12 like highly trained car thieves just go just out of nowhere. And like, I need to know, like, did he lose his job? The cop? Because he had already been removed from the case, right?
He
He'd
wasn't
already been
removed from the
removed.
case. They just said you can't go after Kalitri because we're going after him for murder. But then, of course, Memphis Reigns kills him.
Right.
And the cop is like, clean this up.
Yeah, I'll clean it up. Don't worry about, all of the thousands of dollars that have been spent on preparation for his trial that's coming up, all of that nonsense. So, I mean, obviously there's some plot holes, but I mean, all in all, like, it's a good movie. It's edited very well. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it
too. What would we rate this movie?
Honestly, I think that I would probably give it an A. I enjoyed it. It was all of the things that we've talked about. Well written, well cast, well edited. Yeah.
What do we give the caginess of it?
No, I'm not going to be conservative about it. I think that I would give him an A. I would give the caginess an A. What about you?
I could live with both of those. There were no churches desecrated in the making of this movie.
Nope, there were no churches desecrated.
All right, so that's it. We have an A movie with an A cage rating. Megan, do you have anything else you want to add?
No, it's a good movie. If you have the means of the time or the interest, I think that it's definitely a watch. It's definitely not a pass. You should watch it. It's enjoyable and entertaining.
And it's on Hulu, so you can watch it very easily. So that's it for us. If you want to follow along on our socials, we are on Instagram at NotTheBeesPod. We are on Patreon if you want to kick us a couple of bucks at patreon.com/NotTheBees. We would ask that if you're enjoying what we're putting out there, please rate and review us on your podcast app of choice. And for Not the Bees, that's been me, Elizabeth.
And me, Megs.
And we'll catch you next time.